Our city, Perth Amboy, started as a clay center. Clay was its sole industry. Today, Perth Amboy has these great, sprawling, modern industrial giants, which have made it one of the leading cities in the state. Like the industrial growth of the city leaped forward, so too did general business. Smith Street, as rapidly traveled on a smooth surface road by automobile, represents the heart of the business section. Shoppers from the entire Raritan Bay district crowd this area to do their shopping for every purpose. Here are the 5 corners of Perth Amboy. Buses reaching out to every part of the city and county converge upon these corners. Every home within the city is at most 10 minutes from this throbbing and thriving business center. Perth Amboy has everything to offer to the Raritan Bay shopper. Most of the stores have been streamlined and have the modern touch of progressive merchants. The living former mayors, ex-mayor Charles K. Seaman, ex-mayor Ferd Garretson, ex-mayor William C. Wilson, ex-mayor Edward J. Patton. City Hall Park, aside from its present beauty, has historical significance in almost every tree and shrub planted here. Practically every society and organization within the city has dedicated some tree to a noble hero of America's past. If we would allow the imagination free rein, and if we would lift the veil of the past, we could see many historical figures of that past trotting this very ground. Adjacently stood the capital of East Jersey Province. Today, the park is not a dream of the imagination, but a thing of beauty and harmony. Standing there majestically is Old City Hall, crowded with the passing memories of centuries. Erected in 1766 as a meeting place of the Provincial Assembly, this building presently houses the administrative staff of the city. This beautiful honor roll, located in City Hall Park, is dedicated to the 6,500 young men and women who left our city to serve in the armed forces of the United States. Cared for by the Park Department, it stands out as an expression of gratitude of our citizens, reminding them of all of the young men and women who served in the great conflict for human freedom. One of the outstanding events of the city was the formal dedication of this honor roll. Those of our citizens who were fortunate enough to witness this ceremony will always remember it for its color and its splendor. Not too distantly in the past, this parkway was nothing but wasteland, filled with rubble and old hulks, cluttered with huge boulders and sewer outlets running from all of the dead-end streets. It was an eyesore which attracted nothing. The foresight of the city in taking advantage of WPA funds has converted, as your eye readily sees, this parkway into a beautiful place of leisure which attracts hundreds of people. In the hot summer months, our people flock here in droves to take advantage of the cool breezes that pour in from the bay. The benches that line up the walk are crowded with young and old who seek relaxation and relief from the summer heat. It represents the finest boardwalk in the state. Unlike most boardwalks, it is free from commercial stands and gadgets. Only the trees, shrubs, and grass are a part of its scenic beauty and harmony. Each summer evening, as the moon casts its soothing light on this walk, and as flickering lights of passing boats add romance to the whole scene, strollers leisurely make their way from one end to the other and enjoy the refreshing coolness that permeates this clean air. Driving west on the parkway, We are flanked with the boardwalk on the left, while on the right are the tennis courts and one of the finest tennis clubs in the state. A park with all kinds of recreational facilities is at the opening of the parkway, while at the foot of the roadway is McWilliams Stadium. This whole beautiful plot has been named the Sadowski Parkway by the city commissioners in honor of the late Sergeant Joseph Sadowski. It is a fitting tribute to the sergeant who was killed while trying to rescue his trapped buddies and for which he was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor posthumously. This beach is a part of the beautiful parkway. Here, for the first time, you have the opportunity to see the hundreds of people who take advantage of this reclaimed land. Kiddies by the score play on the beach and wade in the cool waters of the bay. Guarded by lifeguards, these children play with the assurance that experts watch their every move, while some people watch the moves of beauties like these. The heavy green foliage forms a natural and beautiful background. The director of parks is planning to bring many barges of clean sand to extend the limits of this beach. This reclaimed playground, and a playground it is within the reach of every family within the city. Commissioner Joseph Sieber, as Director of Parks and Playgrounds, crowns the king and queen of this unusual baby pageant. Hollywood and Atlantic City are brought to Perth Amboy by the city commissioners and the Merchants Association on this occasion. In the past, pageants such as these were impossible to hold because the facilities did not exist for their accommodation. Now the facilities are unlimited. Here the entire family enjoys the pageantry of the day. Mothers proudly parade their offsprings and thrill to the surrounding beauty. This is play day for mothers as well as for children. This might be appropriately called Perth Amboy's Mardi Gras. Here is a panoramic view of Perth Amboy's first boat haven, where the water sportsman is assured that his craft will be kept with safety. This gives you a complete picture of the entire local waterfront as a playground. Washington Park is caught by the camera in all of its varied glory. The trees take on the hue of the rainbow as they fit into the general landscape. The ballpark and the tennis courts form a part of the recreational facilities. The clean, shallow water of this wading pool is ideally suited for these youngsters as they romp in its refreshing coolness. These facilities are available for play 7 days of each week. Here, the child has every plaything that his childish, capricious nature desires. For those who have the old South's idea on leisure, the shade and the bench are ready to serve. This vast tract of land is known as the Columbus Park development. Situated in the northwest of the city, on the south side of Pfeiffer Boulevard, it will serve all those persons who are in the new home development. Being considered for development is the Outer State Street tract. This will give the city complete park coverage. Columbus Park was kept from completion by the war. Now that peace is established once more, the park will be completed. The roadways, picnic grounds, fireplaces, baseball diamonds will make this park an attractive sight. Hundreds of people will have the use of these facilities. This huge swimming pool will be one of the largest in this area. This will give us both fresh and salt water bathing advantages. These tennis courts, with the tennis club in the background, have attracted some of the outstanding players of the country. On the other hand, they have developed some fine players too. As can be readily seen, the courts are kept in excellent condition. This playground is typical of the 20 that cover the entire city. The boy with the overcoat, standing on the swings, as you will notice, has a definite Hollywood complex, or else his mother fed him Mexican jumping beans. Watch this scene-stealing character. As Jimmy Durante would say, everybody wants to get into the act. Now, he's Tarzan. The Albert G. Water Stadium is one of the most beautiful in the entire East. Its shrubs and grass are given the care of a home. Although the present game is football, the stadium has been used as a facility for hundreds of varied activities. Used for every sport, it likewise has offered its keen hospitality to religious ceremonies, pageants, civic affairs, drills, and army displays of simulated war action. On a number of occasions, more than 8,000 persons have jammed this beautiful stadium to enjoy and thrill to some unusual feat. This is the Park Department building. Commissioner Joseph Sieber, the director, is in the center, with Tom Patton, Park Superintendent, on his right, and Charles Kochik, Director of Recreation, on his left. This building, representing the new police headquarters, was a former industrial office building. It has been converted into a modern police facility. Patrolmen are greeted by Commissioner Harold D. Runyon as they leave the building for duty. The speed with which police radio cars facilitate and coordinate all forces of the department may be readily seen here. Using the radio telephone, this officer calls headquarters, describes the accident, and asks for the necessary equipment. This modern technique not only saves lives when seconds and minutes count, but it gives the city protection, which is the last word in public safety. The emergency equipment and squad are dispatched. Trapped in the wreck, the injured victim will soon be removed with the help of scientific equipment and by officers specifically trained for this work. The victim will be speedily rushed to the hospital. The fire department of Perth Amboy is geared up for speed and action. Every equipment which represents modern engines and aerials can reach any part of the city within minutes after the alarm has been sounded. No device has been spared to combat the real, ever-menacing danger to any city: fire. Perth Amboy is well equipped to fight that danger. Of the safety precautions that are taken for school children, this fire drill shows the speed, efficiency, and orderliness with which boys and girls are evacuated from a school building. This is the new city garage, which houses all of the equipment of the Department of Public Works. Leaving this well-constructed garage are the multiple pieces of modern equipment. Huge garbage trucks, light refuse trucks, file out in a long train for their daily tasks. This automotive train of sanitation keeps the city clean and ensures the health of every citizen. All of this up-to-date and sturdy equipment, saving many man-hours in labor and eliminating many distasteful human tasks, does its work with sanitary efficiency and dispatch. This modern incinerator disposes of garbage with scientific sanitation. Modern transportation today hinges on good roads. The winter has always brought a problem of snow removal. This monstrous snow remover virtually eats up the snow and clears roadways within hours. It is this equipment, together with giant snow plows, which keeps the city free from snow tie-ups of long duration. This building, situated on the westerly end of Sadowski Park, houses the most modern, odorless sewage treatment plant in the United States. is the sanitary engineer, Walter Oliver. In the center is Louis P. Booth, city engineer who designed the plant, and on the right is Commissioner Belinsky of the Department of Public Works. All of the main trunk sewers carry industrial and domestic waste to this plant, where it is chemically treated and purified. When the waste finally enters the river in liquid form, it is so purified that it is practically fit to drink. The Perth Amboy City Waterworks is a public water supply system owned and operated by Perth Amboy. Standing here at the King Street Maintenance Shop, on the left, Superintendent John Rager, in the center, Mayor Delaney, on the right, John Campbell, Assistant Superintendent. This new well was necessitated by the great demands that were placed upon the Water Department by the war. It will also serve to ensure the city an adequate water supply in the years to come. The entire water supply system consists of the watersheds, collection system, pumping station, treatment and filtration system, transmission and distributing mains, and reservoirs. The supply is obtained from groundwater well fields here at Runyon in Madison Township. The city has 1,500 acres at Runyon, most of which are dotted with the wells that are a part of the collection system. This collection system, with its present facilities, can furnish about 10 million gallons of water per day, as compared with the average present daily demand of 8.5 million. Although the safe yield of the city's holdings, if they were to be fully developed, is estimated to be 15 million gallons per day. There are not too many Perth Amboyans who are aware of the beautiful picture that this Runyon property presents. Here, the camera catches this picture for you. The city electric plant furnishes most of the city's street light. This plant is running at capacity. As a matter of fact, it was necessary for the city to buy additional power from the public service to adequately light up the newer sections of the city. J. Frank, city electrician, is seen here as he enters his office. Here we have the heart of the fire and police signals. When a given alarm comes over a circuit, it is picked up by this repeater and transferred to 5 other circuits automatically. Thus, the fire chief is notified, the whistles are set off, and all of the firehouses are alerted. The dental clinic of the health department is open to all school children, both parochial and public. These facilities provide the necessary health protection for the citizens of tomorrow. The dental care of children is an important part of city government. Filling and extracting devices are the latest in dental equipment. The laboratory of the health department is furnished with up-to-date scientific testing apparatus. It can be readily said that here are the guardians of the public health. blood tests, or Wassermans are done. The Wassermans are required by law before marriage. They likewise are done prenatally. Milk is tested daily so as to ensure its fitness. Every precaution is taken to guard the citizens' health. This library houses a real modern collection of thousands of volumes of technical as well as fictional books. Up-to-date books on vocational guidance have been added within recent years to this enormous collection by various civic groups. Foreign language books of every description are also a very important part of the library, so as to serve immigrants whose English is limited. The large auditorium in the library is used to promote cultural programs of all kinds. Shown here is the administrative building of the Dunlap Homes, a federal low-cost housing project. This large playground with a waiting pool is for the children. This spacious auditorium is used by the tenants for social and cultural programs. Named after William Dunlap, a very famous local painter and writer of early colonial days, the project houses 1,080 persons, making up 258 families. It is sprawled over 17 acres of land, giving the tenants front lawns, parkways, sunlight, and air. Taking great pride for the advancement of our city are Mayor John A. Delaney of the Department of Public Affairs, Commissioner of Revenue and Finance, William Dalton, Commissioner of Public Safety, Harold D. Runyon, Commissioner of Parks and Public Property, Joseph Sieber, Commissioner of Public Works, Stephen Belinsky. Included in key administrative posts are City Clerk Philip Costello and City Attorney Francis Seaman. Perth Amboy's Wartime American Day program. With huge columns representing the four freedoms for a background, the combined choirs of the city, making up 300 voices, opened the program by singing the Lord's Prayer. Commissioner Sieber declares that Perth Amboy is a real segment of America, since, like America itself, it is made up of every race and creed. The speakers of the day point to the rich heritage of America. Mayor John A. Delaney extends the official welcome. Clarence Chatto, the principal speaker, declares that both Ellis Island and Plymouth Rock are of equal importance to America's development. Colorful folk dances and songs liven up the program, showing the contribution of every country and every group. America is really a nation of nations. The Protestant, the Catholic, and the Jew, the white and the Negro, make up this pageant of America. Here are the varied but united voices of America, singing the songs of many lands, but singing one song, America. Culminating the impressive patriotic spectacle is this V, which prophesies the complete victory that shortly followed. We're proud to be Americans, and we're proud to live in our city, Perth Amboy.